Good late morning, everyone. At least for me, it's a late morning. I'm here in the central time zone of the US. And for those of you who are tuning in to watch, listen, or I don't know, maybe you're bored at work and you're playing a little bit of hooky just before you start lunch here on a Monday. Welcome to you as well. My name is Bill. I am one of your co-hosts for this first episode of Serving Veterans Who Served Us. Let me bring up a little header so that I remind myself as to where I'm at virtually, and also for you as to where you're coming into today's live stream. Let me bring in my co-host, Jason. Let's welcome him into the room. So, virtual round of applause, everyone. Come on, we got to get them warmed up.
How's it going?
All right, Jason, how are you?
Good, good.
All right, all right.
Day in paradise.
For those of you who are tuning in and watching, by the way, watching this live stream, Jason is a new friend who I recently connected with. And I'm going to paraphrase how I approach you, Jason. I said, hey, Jason, given what you've done, given what you're doing now, how about you and I share our conversation with as big of an audience as possible? And by the way, because of your background, we got to put a little header or headline to it that's going to be attention grabbing, which is serving veterans, right? How you like that one?
Yep. Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Good with that. All right.
Hopefully we can help some people out today. So
exactly. And this is what this is all about. As I was preparing for this, of course, I thought, you know what? You know, Jason and I, we can have our conversations. We could certainly write stuff, you know, together or separate and then push it out to you. But here's my personal opinion as to why I thought maybe that's not as meaningful and beneficial to you. Maybe you don't want to read anything. Maybe you just want to listen, watch what we're going to share in this live stream conversation. And if that's the case, welcome once again to you. So with all of that said, let's get Jason warmed up. Let's get him warmed up. Just like he, by the way, Jason, I'm assuming when you shoot your bow and arrow, you got to warm up a little bit, right? So let's get you warmed up.
A little bit. All right.
I'm going to get you warmed up with the one thing that I know you are completely mission focused on, ready to engage, and that is helping a seller, right? Let's bring up one of his listings. This one, when I saw it, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I got to ask him some questions about it. So let's bring up this listing of his. This is a $1 million property in the West Town neighborhood of the city of Chicago. So Jason, as I look at this property, I mean, yes, I can see why, you know, very appealing property, certainly big enough for a young, if not growing family. As I look at this property, I see the little moniker that it's pending.
Yep.
For the general audience members who might not know what that means, what does that mean to them?
It means we've got a deal on the property. We've got an agreed on price. We've been through our attorney review and inspections, and everything is good to go. I actually just serviced this listing probably 20 minutes ago.
Wow.
We got an appraiser coming out there looking at the property to make sure that it's worth the money that the bank wants to fund.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all it means. Pending means that the deal is imminent. So if Bill, if your people can do their job correctly, then the thing will sell to the good buyers. So
there you go. Spot on. I love that direct call to action. Yeah. If you lenders can do your part correctly, then we keep chugging along. I got
to do my part correctly too. So that's a big.
That's true. Real estate is a team sport. Real estate is a team sport, right, Jason? Mm-hmm. All right. So let me put you in the hot seat. Like I said, I'm getting you warmed up for this listing, for this seller client that you're delivering your value to. Did you get multiple offers on this?
We got the one offer in writing. I don't consider verbal offers to be real offers. We had a couple of verbal offers, but if you don't write it up, I don't count it. So
that's true.
Yeah. So those people who came to us with the verbal offers, they were slow in writing. So by the time they talked about writing something, it was too late. We already had an offer in writing that we had accepted. So what I like to do is always keep those as backups. So if anything goes wrong during the inspection, if the buyers get crazy and ask for money for a dead bush or something stupid, then I can just tell them I have a backup offer. So kick rocks. Like you're not getting money for a dead bush or a GFCI outlet or something. So so I hang on to those other offers. I keep in touch with them over time. So, but this deal looks like it's gonna go all the way to the finish line. So that's a good thing.
Good thing. Good thing. I like your analogy. I keep those other slower turtle pace moving buyers as backups. Another way I would spin it is, hey, you found your bride for your seller.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt to have a few bridesmaids waiting in the wing, right?
Yeah. Because I mean, about a third of all the deals that get put together, the initial deals, fall apart for whatever reason.
True.
If the buyer has any kind of issue financially that the underwriters find, they have a life change. There's all kinds of things that can happen that can make the deal go bad.
Sure.
So I always have made it a rule to have a backup, and it's saved me many times. So
good. I like your strategy. I like your strategy.
This house is actually it was a complicated deal because it also involves 2 other properties. So, yeah.
What do you mean by that, sir?
Well, a lot of moving parts because this is one of 2 properties that the people are selling, and then they're buying another house on top of it. It all needs to close within the same 3 days, all 3.
Wow.
So I'm kind of working all of those at the same time.
That is that's what I call assembling the puzzle. All of the pieces have to fit perfectly together.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts, tons and tons of time on the phone, lots of driving. Because of course they're all, one's in South Loop, one's in Orland Park, and then this one's in West Town. So they're all spread out. So
for you, it's almost like doing a trifecta. Not only are you closing the sale of one property for this client, but potentially it's 3. So you got to work your mojo.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're all pending, so we're good. We're on track. We're on track.
Let me now move the conversation to another part of Chicago Metro, and that would be, I think, an area that you spend most of your time, which is North Suburban Chicago. So let me bring that up here. In the area suburb called Long Grove, right? Talk to me about this as if I'm a child, a typical layperson. There are 8 homes for sale. 6 homes have sold. 29 days on the market. So let me reflect back with what I think I'm reading. Things are moving pretty fast.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So for the 8 homes that hit the market for sale, 6 of them have already gone under contract. Is that what I should be understanding?
No, the 8 is what's currently on the market for sale. And then the 6 is what has sold. So I don't know what parameter you have up there.
Okay.
This is in the last what?
Last 30 days.
Yeah, last 30 days. So yeah.
Okay. So clearly let's state the very obvious. It's clearly a seller's market right now, regardless of whether you're in the city of Chicago or the suburban parts.
Yeah, I mean So here's the thing that always drives me crazy when people do these podcasts or live stream, whatever we're going to call it. I don't know. Everyone always says, "Oh, how's the market?" Well, if any realtor that just starts talking about the market is not doing you a good service. Their first question should be, what market? Like, what market are we talking about? Even here in Long Grove, what market are we talking about? Are you looking for a single family home? Are you looking for a townhome? Are you looking for a condo? Are you looking for, a 2-flat, an investment property? These are all different markets within the market of Long Grove, for example, because that's the place that we're talking about right now. So which market are we talking about? That's kind of where the focus needs to be. And then even then, if we get into just single family homes, the market for single family homes that are, say, 450,000 or less is way different than the market for 850,000 or above, right?
Right.
Way different. I mean, you'll see time on market for $1 million plus houses is longer than a house houses that are priced 350, 450 or lower, right? Well, that doesn't mean that there's no demand for those houses. It's just that there's less people buying those houses because there's less people able to buy those houses. True. So if a realtor isn't asking you, when you ask them about the market and they don't come back to you and say, which market?
Yes.
If they just start talking about Chicago as a whole, you need to go to the next realtor.
Yeah. It's where the beware sign should pop up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And if I may reflect back, it's kind of like when buyers and therefore borrowers who need to source financing, when they approach me and ask, hey, what's the rate? I always have to think and say, well, let's talk about what you need. Are you buying a home to live in? Is it a condo? Are you buying a investment property? Because all of those factors play into the accurate right answer to that question.
Yep.
All right, cool. So now that we got you warmed up, I feel it, Jason. Here's my next question.
Ready to go.
Because as I've learned from and about you, you've moved throughout the world quite a bit.
Yep.
So you've seen not just domestic U.S., multiple states. You've traveled over to Asia Pac. We kind of joked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
What's the hardest part of preparing to sell a home and move? Can you lean in and kind of give your 2 cents worth on that?
The hardest part personally?
Hardest part personally.
I mean, I have kids, so making sure that they're ready to go is the hardest part. I mean, it's easy when it's just you and your spouse or just you. Yeah. And that's simple. I'm a light packer anyway. I'd rather throw everything away than pack a bunch of stuff.
Right on.
But when you have kids, it's a whole new ballgame. So I'd say, if you're a family person, you got a big family, there's a lot of logistics that go into it. The school, the doctor, the daycare. That's the hardest part, I think. Far and away. Everything else is easy. You just call a moving company. You pack your boxes or they pack them for you, and then the stuff shows up at your house when it's supposed to, hopefully. So that's not super hard. It's really hard. The hardest part is getting your family adjusted.
Getting them ready, right? It sounds like getting them ready. Is there a time that's too early when a family is thinking about having to move, right? Because of PCS with a veteran, or if it's a civilian person like me, not like you. Let's say
all situations are different. I moved to Chicago from San Diego, and my son, as soon as he got his first round of immunizations and was legal to travel, we literally had him on the plane 2 days later moving here.
Wow.
We knew that's what we were going to do. So that's our family. That's how we live our lives. Not everybody lives like that.
True.
I have a client right now. He got PCS'd out to California, and his family is in one of the southern suburbs. I mean, he's got kids in high school. They're obviously not going to go with him to California. So they're staying here with mom. Right. And they're going to finish this grade that they're in. Then they're going to come out to California.
Yeah.
So and a lot of that happens a lot with military families. So, and that can be pretty stressful. I mean, luckily it's a little different than in the 90s when I was in. I mean, you have cameras now, so you can actually
you can FaceTime,
see them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can FaceTime with each other and text. I mean, 10 years, well, maybe more than that. Yeah. It's the best we got was email, right?
Oh, I didn't even get email. I got three messages in 3 months when I was out on patrol. So yeah, and I think they were limited to like 100 words or 150 words. I can't remember.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. They want it short and sweet. So what I'm hearing from you is when a family, regardless of size, when maybe it's just two people, right? It doesn't matter. The earlier that you can start to think through a plan and engage you, the better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
And then if when you're heading out, if you're heading to California or Florida or wherever you're moving to, if you have a realtor who helped you buy something where you're at, they can help you vet a new realtor in the new place that you're going to. And I do that for people all the time.
Yeah.
I'll get a list of like 5 or 6 and I'll interview them. I just did this for a client in DC.
Okay.
I called up, 5 different realtors that I knew through my network, not new, but I knew them through other people. And I interviewed them, in order to refer them to my client who was moving out there. So,
right.
So I hear you. Yeah, use your former realtor as a resource for the new place you're going to. Don't go on Instagram and pick one out based on, their dancing videos.
Yeah, based on the dancing video and the sex and the sizzle, right? Yeah, you have to be careful about that. All right. And by the way, for those of you who are watching us, listening to our live stream conversation, if you might be a veteran, but now, in the corporate world, right? And your move is because of a job relocation, a promotion. I think the same thought process still applies. Not to mention civilians right now. So I heard the labor market is pretty tight. Certain companies are looking for the unicorn talent. So yeah, take and heed Jason's advice for the next chapter of your lives, right? Yeah. So let's now move the conversation to what I call the unicorn in the real estate business, Jason. The unicorn, there you go. And you know about this one. You probably have personal experience with it, which is those buyers, who may have kicked themselves a few times thinking, I missed the opportunity to buy my first home or second home, doesn't matter. I missed the opportunity because I didn't get into this at the right time, benefiting from the low rates. So from your experience, being a vet, helping your brothers and sisters sell their homes, the unicorn is there's this thing called, hey, maybe you should consider assuming a VA loan on a subject property, right?
Yep.
Are you able to help some sellers kind of position this in the right way to help them move to their next chapter?
Yeah, like a mortgage assumption is something that hasn't been done commonly in a long time, probably since the 80s when the rates were double digit, right, Bill?
Right.
So a mortgage assumption just means that someone else is going to take over the mortgage for you at the rate that you have.
Right.
But the banks have to approve of it, and VA loans are assumable. So that's something that you can look at when you're looking to sell your property if you want to get rid of it quick. Yeah. And you have a 2.9 or a 3.1, which right now, I mean, what people wouldn't give for those rates, right?
That's right.
I mean, we're never going to see the good old days like that again. So, but I mean,
it's like gas prices when they were like $1.75 versus what they really are now, right? There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, I remember when they went over $1 and I thought that was crazy. what I wouldn't give for $1.75. I mean, I remember it was 99 cents.
Yeah, and for you with your real estate business where you cover a lot of ground, you embrace that. You're open to like, hey, if a client needs my help, I'm there to serve.
Yep.
You probably, it matters to you as to what gas prices kind of look like sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
I think as far as these mortgage assumptions go, though, if you're a vet and you're looking at getting a place, I mean, we could find another vet who has a place they want to get rid of,
Right on.
And we can do an assumption right there. But it doesn't even, to do a mortgage assumption, and I haven't never done one with a civilian, but my understanding is they can be done if a civilian who wasn't a veteran can assume a VA rate mortgage. So
they can.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, given your wonderful matchmaking skills, the seller has to, let's call it like it is. The seller has to realize that I may be taking on my risk of having my VA entitlement tied up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yep. Yeah. So hey, there you have it, ladies and gents, brothers and sisters. If you're selling a home and you got your VA loan on it, and maybe you haven't engaged the right MRP, the veteran real estate broker, to help you sell that property, hit up Jason. By the way, we're going to make it easy for you as we wrap up our live stream conversation today. We'll make it so easy for you to reach him. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere yet. So as we wrap up today's live stream conversation, Jason, our first one, I think we're getting, we got a good vibe going, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
So what advice would you share with buyers right now who have said to themselves, shit, I missed the boat, but I still want to jump into the game?
Yeah.
What's the first 2 or 3 things you would tell them right now today, as lessons learned?
Yeah, I mean, you can't time the market. If you can time the market, and you would be living in the Caribbean somewhere on your own island.
Right.
You're not going to time the market. Buy your home when it is within the time frame that you and your family need. And then don't worry about the rate. You got to worry about your PITI, P-I-T-I. It's an acronym. Principal, interest, taxes, insurance. Am I right, Bill? Like, that's what matters.
Spot on.
Talk to your mortgage broker, figure out what your monthly payment is going to be and what you can afford on a monthly payment. And then from there, you work to what the price of the house is that you can afford. So don't work from the price of the house backwards to what you can afford monthly. Start with your monthly and then work towards the price of the house. You need to know what you can afford on the market. Yeah. And if your lender tells you, oh, you qualify for $395 max, and you look around in where you live currently in $395, you're just like, no, that's not going to work. Well, then you need to reevaluate. Maybe a single family home isn't in the cards. Maybe you can do a townhome or a condo, or or even a mobile or something like that. There's lots and lots of different options.
Yes, right on. And by the way, when you said pity, I was a little slow on the uptake there. I was thinking pity as in P-I-T-I, like I pity you because you missed the boat.
No, a different pity. No. That's one of the first things I teach clients. They say, oh, we want to buy a house and we're looking, 600,000, 400,000. They really have no idea. And I always ask them, well, what can you afford monthly? What do you want to pay?
Right.
And I kind of do some rough math, and because I know my role. I'm not the mortgage lender. That's not my expertise. Yeah. So I say, these are some rough numbers. You need to talk more with the lender about this and really figure it out to know for sure. But we work backwards that way. I mean, that's the best way to do it. Yeah. And don't pay attention to the market, because the market's going to change week to week, day to day.
True.
you need to pay attention to what's going on with yourself and your family and what your goals are. And as long as you can hit a monthly payment with a house that's right for you or a home that's right for you, you're good to go.
Right on. Spot on, brother. So, ladies and gents, brothers and sisters, as we wrap up today's first episode of Serving Veterans Who Served Us, thank you, by the way, especially to you, Jason. How can you get in touch with us, one of us? Because real estate is a team sport. It's very important to make sure that you've got the right team serving you. So we've made it very easy. All that you have to do is just scan one or both of these QR codes. And I'm certain that, Jason or myself will be ready, willing, and certainly able to start a conversation with you. So, Jason, as we wrap up our first episode, thank you for participating, co-hosting this with me, as I've been trying to persuade you. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. By the way, audience members, not only are we going to have fun together, we want you to have fun with us. So as you see us hint and drop when the next episodes are upcoming on social, if there's a certain topic you want us to have a live stream conversation about, don't be shy, don't be bashful. Drop it into the comment. We'll certainly take that into our planning and make sure that your questions, your concerns are being addressed. So, Jason, as we wrap up, good luck with that West Town closing, as well as the other client. All right.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right. That's it for now. See you guys.
All right.